Ever wondered what the Japanese keyword hack is? Let's get into it. Simply put, the Japanese keyword hack is a type of cyber attack that targets the content of your website, typically embedding spammy Japanese keywords within your pages. It's a cleverly disguised tactic used by hackers, often making it difficult for website owners to spot the problem until it's too late. This kind of hack can have serious implications for your website, your brand, and your audience. Imagine a visitor landing on your site, only to be met with a jumble of unfamiliar Japanese characters instead of the content they were expecting. Not only is this confusing and off-putting for your visitors, but it can also significantly harm your site's SEO, causing your search engine rankings to plummet. The worst part? The hackers don't stop at just 1 or 2 pages. They often spread these spammy Japanese keywords across multiple areas of your site, including your meta descriptions, URLs, and even your website's code. This makes the hack incredibly persistent and difficult to completely remove. But why Japanese keywords, you may ask? Well, the answer lies in the obscurity. Japanese characters are not commonly used in the majority of websites worldwide, making them a perfect tool for hackers to go unnoticed for longer periods of time. The goal of these hackers is not to vandalize your website, but rather to leverage your site's SEO for their own gain. By injecting these Japanese keywords into your site, they aim to attract traffic from Japanese search engine queries, typically for products or services that they are promoting. Now that you comprehend what you're dealing with, it's time to learn how to identify it. In the next scene, we'll delve into the telltale signs of the Japanese keyword hack and how you can detect it on your WordPress site. Stay tuned, because knowledge is your first line of defense against these crafty cybercriminals. Identifying the hack is essential for fixing it. Here's what you should look for. As we venture into the world of cybersecurity, it's important to remember that awareness is our first line of defense. In the case of the Japanese keyword hack, there are several telltale signs that can signal its presence in your WordPress site. Firstly, keep a keen eye out for unusual Japanese characters or keywords popping up in your content. This can be anything from post titles, descriptions, to even the meta tags. If you're noticing these characters and you're certain that you didn't put them there, chances are your site has been compromised. Secondly, pay attention to any odd redirects occurring on your site. If you or your users are being sent to unfamiliar web pages, especially those filled with spammy Japanese content, it's a clear red flag that something's amiss. Thirdly, be mindful of a sudden drop in your search engine rankings. This hack can severely damage your site's SEO, causing it to plummet in rankings. If your traffic is taking a nosedive without any clear reason, it's time to dig a little deeper. Sometimes these signs may be subtle, making it hard to identify the hack immediately. This is why it's crucial to stay vigilant and monitor your site regularly. If you're using Google Search Console, for instance, it can alert you of any security issues affecting your site, including this one. In summary, unusual Japanese characters, unexpected redirects, and a sudden drop in search engine rankings are 3 key indicators that your WordPress site might have been hit by the Japanese keyword hack. But remember, these signs are just the beginning. Once you've identified the hack, it's time to roll up your sleeves and get to work on fixing it. With the hack identified, it's time to fix it. Fixing the hack is easier than you might think. Let's get started. The first step in our cleanup operation is to arm ourselves with a trusty security plugin. Consider options like WordFence or Security. These plugins are your detectives, sniffing out malware and suspicious files that have infiltrated your site. Installing one is as easy as navigating to your plugin dashboard, searching for the security plugin of your choice, and hitting Install and Activate. Once your security plugin is active and ready, it's time to initiate a site scan. This process might take a few minutes, but it's crucial for identifying the source of the hack. Think of it as the plugin meticulously combing through your site's files and content, hunting for any traces of foul play. Now, as your security plugin completes its scan, it will highlight any infected files or areas of concern. This is where you roll up your sleeves and get to work. You need to manually remove these flagged files to eradicate the hack. Be careful though. You don't want to accidentally delete any important files that are crucial to your site's functionality. But what if the infection is too widespread or you're unsure about manually deleting files? Well, that's where backups come in. If you've been regularly backing up your site, and we strongly recommend you do, you can restore a clean version of your site from before the hack occurred. It's like having a time machine that allows you to undo the hack, returning your site to its former glory. And there you have it.
You've successfully navigated the process of fixing the Japanese keyword hack on your WordPress site. But remember, removal is just the first step. With the hack removed, it's time to secure your site. Stay tuned as we delve into that in our next segment. Until then, happy troubleshooting.
Securing your site is key to preventing future attacks. Here are some tips. After successfully eliminating the Japanese keyword hack from your WordPress site, you might feel like taking a breather. However, this is the crucial moment to strengthen your site's defenses and fortify its digital walls against potential future incursions. One of the most important steps you can take is to keep everything updated. Yes, everything. That includes your WordPress core, all plugins and themes. Hackers often exploit vulnerabilities in outdated software, so by ensuring everything is up to date, you're actively closing any doors that may invite unwanted guests. Now let's move on to two-factor authentication, or 2FA. If you're not already using it, start today. Two-factor authentication adds an extra layer of security to your login process. It requires not only a password and username, but also something that only the user has on them, like a piece of information or a physical token. This makes it significantly harder for potential intruders to gain access to your site. And speaking of passwords, it's time to address the elephant in the room. We know it's tempting to use a password 123 or your pet's name, but please resist. Strong passwords are a must. They should be complex, unique, and hard to guess. Consider using a password manager to generate and store these passwords securely. Finally, limit the number of login attempts to your site. Too many failed login attempts can be a sign of a brute force attack. By limiting attempts, you're adding yet another barrier for hackers to overcome. Remember, securing your site is not a one-time task. It's an ongoing commitment. It's about developing good habits and sticking to them. With your site secure, it's important to remain vigilant. Stay one step ahead of the game by regularly monitoring your site for any suspicious activity. The internet can be a tricky place, but with the right steps and a keen eye, you can ensure that your WordPress site remains safe, secure, and thriving. Don't rest on your laurels. Monitoring and maintenance are essential. Once you've successfully fixed the Japanese keyword hack, it's easy to breathe a sigh of relief and move on. But that's not where the story ends. In fact, it's just the beginning of a new chapter in your site's security. Let's start with monitoring. Just like a watchful guardian, you need to keep an eye on your WordPress site at all times. Look out for irregularities, sudden changes in your site's performance, or unexpected drops in traffic. These could be early warning signs of another attack. Use tools like Google Search Console or your security plugin's monitoring feature to keep track of your site's health. Now let's talk about maintenance. Regular maintenance is like taking your site for a health checkup. It helps you catch potential issues before they escalate into full-blown problems. Remember to update your plugins, themes, and WordPress core regularly. This ensures that you have the latest security patches and reduces your vulnerability to attacks. But maintenance isn't just about updates. It's also about performing regular security audits. This involves reviewing your site's access controls, checking for outdated or unused plugins, and ensuring that your security measures are up to scratch. If you're not sure where to start, consider hiring a professional to perform a comprehensive security audit. It's a small investment that could save you a lot of trouble in the long run. In addition, don't forget to back up your site regularly. Backups are like a safety net, allowing you to restore your site quickly if it ever falls victim to a hack. There are plenty of plugins that can automate this process for you, so there's no excuse not to have a backup strategy in place. By staying vigilant, you can prevent future hacks and ensure your site's security. Remember, in the world of WordPress, the best defense is a good defense. So be proactive, stay informed, and keep your site safe and secure.